up as a company, okay, and becoming what we would want them to be, which is a player out there in the lubrication world. They are now sending their top guys at a lot of expense to every one of these kind of maintenance conferences that are going on. Now, they couldn't do that in the past for two reasons. They didn't have the money and they didn't have the technical expertise sometimes to send to these things. But they've hired different people, like Dan Peterson, the guy that's the new technical department head. He's a chemical engineer. Okay, so we're not talking about hiring guys anymore that, you know, this is Smokey from down at Smokey's garage. He's pretty good. He knows his stuff. Put him in here. Let him answer questions. These guys they're going out and hiring people that are at the highest levels. Well, there were, at the last big maintenance summit, I guess you'd call it, that they went to, there were 15 what they call repair practices, okay, and recommended practices for repair and keeping machinery in place, right? And 15 of those have recommendations for synthetic lubricants. And that was a result, actually, of AMSOIL's participation and Mobil's participation in that. They actually, together, pushed these maintenance practices people in the places where they knew synthetics would be the advantageous thing to use. They're there now. Those kind of things weren't happening in the past because most of the bigger oil companies, synthetic was something that they offered, but they make lots of petroleum and they're glad to sell whatever the guy wants. But AMSOIL is now putting their professionals in these places so that when these discussions are in progress, they can enter into the discussion. And actually, they're of such a high caliber of people that go to them, the other guys are listening. And the practices are getting altered so that we see synthetic recommendations being put in places which years before they weren't. So we want that out of AMSOIL. They're playing now on a bigger, higher level. They're starting to influence things that are done in the maintenance world. That opens up business for synthetics. And along that line, they talked about the dealer, what they call that shop, the dealer sales.
The garage?
No, where the company will come help you with an account. That's called the dealer sales office or something anyway. What it is these guys, here's how it works. It's real simple. Let's say that tomorrow, somebody in here, Michael, let's say tomorrow you're bouncing around over there on the, you know, where you work down there on the coast, and you run into somebody, I don't know, from Harris Corporation or something. And the guy says, "We're tired of stuff breaking, Michael." And you get to talking and having a beer or something. You're talking about it. Yeah. And you see a little opening, and you kind of open it. And he says, "Well, come see me. Let's talk about that, right?" So you go see him, and he goes, "Yeah, we've got 700 vehicles and this, that, and the other, and we're just, you know, we're tired of things failing and so forth." And you go, "Wow, okay." And so you start talking like you normally do, you know, and you start moving along. And then you see, he says, "Yeah, but listen, no, we wouldn't be happy with anything, but we got some 2,500 gallon tanks out here, and we're going to have it either delivered or, you know, and you're thinking, how many drums would I have to bring over and pump out to do that, you know? And you're going back and forth in your mind, and they start asking for more things. And yeah, we got to have this. And so what you can do now is you can say, look, I don't want to blow this. I want something out of this. And I'm never going to be able to answer all the complexities and all this stuff. These guys are getting into big league stuff that I don't really have the answers. I have to just constantly bug AMSOIL. You pick up the phone, you call the AMSOIL dealer sales office. They got this, that's not the right name, but I'll figure out what it was. And what happens is the guy says, "Well, how do you want us to assist you? What do you want?" And it could be, "Well, I can give you the guy's phone number." And you call him, and I'll be happy if you make this deal work. And they'll go, "We'll do that." And you would end up with maybe a 3% commission on whatever that company bought. That'd be your deal because you found them, you brought them. It's kind of like a finder's fee. And they'd pay you that for a long time. And all you had to do was give them the phone number, right? Or you could say, "No, I'm kind of in the middle of it, but I need some factory assistance and I need to make this work." And they go, "Okay, well, we're going to send down these two guys, and we'll be down there for a while. We'll figure out what they need. We'll do the right kind of research in the study. We'll get together. We'll provide them if we have to buy special containers. Oh, the last company gave them hose reels and well, we can work that out. We'll get hose reels. What we need to do." And you're working right in there with them, right? And maybe your commission is 8%. Maybe it's 6%. You know, the commission's about 15% normally, right?
Do you get commission credit still?
Yes, yes, yes. But what happens is this thing would vary depending upon what your expertise was, how much help you needed, and this kind of thing. And what Alan explained this, he said, look, we're not trying to take anybody's business, but the point is there's business that's not going to get taken because some of these companies expect to deal with factory reps, core people. And we're not set up that way. We have independent dealers of all kinds of levels of expertise. But we don't want to lose the business. So if you guys come into us with the business, we'll divide this up fairly how it works. Maybe you want to continue to be the guy that goes to see them. Maybe you don't. They have a company in California right now that they're sending 2 AMSOIL guys every 6 weeks, go out there and they meet with this company and they work with them. But this was a company that told the dealer, basically, and they knew this dealer, and they told this dealer, you can't provide what we want. You're in no position to provide what we want. We deal with quantities and people and bargaining. We do this our way. And he said, okay, let me see if I can get you somebody who can deal with you. Oh, okay, all right. They've got the deal. Now that dealer's down at maybe the 4 or 5% level, but this is $1 million a year, $80,000 a month in lubricants. Now, 2 or 3 years ago, it would have just been gone. We would never got any of that. So my point is that we need to look at this. Some guys look at this as AMSOIL's taking our business. No, we need to look at this as AMSOIL's allowing us to get some business that we wouldn't normally be able to get because of the way we're organized, and they're willing to pay us something in the process to do it. So, and like Alan said, some dealers, there's another dealer who's done it all himself. He's got some account that is set up to buy $25,000 or $30,000 a month. He's a well-experienced dealer. He did it himself. AMSOIL shakes his hand, says, you got it all done. Whatever you want to do. You know, it's full commission. It's all yours. Because he did it all. They don't want his business, but they don't want dealers out there feeling like, I'm in over my head, I just have to get out of this and quit because I can't get this done. They can call somebody up, work something out, and they may get more off of that 3 or 4 or 5% commission than they would have ever dreamed, because the business can be large. So that's something that's available. They're trying to make it as straightforward as it can. So if you run into a golden opportunity, don't let it pass. You know, figure out, hey, I don't know how, I'm dumb, blind, and stupid, and I fell into this, but I'm going to make it happen. It's going to make it happen. So it's a good program. I think it's going to make us all some money.